Gesture interpretation capabilities of a resistive fabric sensor on a moving surface. The Sensory Perception and Interaction Lab at UBC, or SPIN Lab, has been busy developing the Cuddlebot, a zoomorphic robot designed for therapy and, well, cuddling. The robot senses touch gestures with a low-cost, flexible fabric pressure sensor. This project evaluates the sensor's gesture recognition accuracy when noise is introduced in the form of curvature, motion, and a fur covering. The Cuddlebot has a 3D printed skeleton, a foam underlayer, a flexible fabric sensor, and a fur layer. It has 5 degrees of freedom to produce complex motions. The fabric sensor consists of a 10 by 10 grid of 2 cm taxels. Our initial study on a flat and motionless fabric sensor confirmed its ability to recognize gestures relevant to social touch. So, we extended the study to include movement and curvature to simulate real use. We wanted to learn how a shifting surface and a layer of fur would change the fabric sensor's ability to recognize gestures. Further, our earlier work showed that users' touch gestures are individualistic enough such that sometimes users can be distinguished from each other. To test this, we designed a study using 7 gestures from a previously established touch dictionary. Participants were given a list of gestures and brief descriptions for reference, but we intentionally left it up to each participant to interpret the actual gesture. They then performed each gesture under all combination of the following conditions: with the sensor bare or covered with fur, and with the robot in motion or stationary. In all cases, the sensor was curved. Although the robot has 5 degrees of freedom, we focused on the breathing motion to evaluate the effect of a periodic or rhythmic motion. To simulate breathing, the robot has a set of ribs that extend and contract, as you can see here. When the cover is on, it's harder to see the breathing, but it can be felt quite clearly. We found that the participants touched the robot in very different ways. Some people interpreted the tickle in the same way that others may have performed the scratch, or a pat as others may rub, or a stroke as a scratch. This lent credence to the idea that we might be able to tell people apart just from the signature of their touch. And indeed, this is what we found with high accuracy. We were able to recognize gestures also with high accuracy. This suggests that with this relatively low-cost fabric sensor, we can not only tell what gesture a person is performing, but also differentiate between people.